Hello out there in Videoland. Hello out there in Radioland. Yeah, another day, another dollar. Here we go. Your city, your voice. Paul K. Lemire coming to you live from the studios of 4680Q Radio in downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. For as long as we last, the 51st state. Oh, there's lots going on. Every day there's a lot going on. It drives me insane. I can't. There's things happening so fast. I can't keep up to them. If it isn't in the city, it's around the world. It's in the United States. It's over in Europe. It's over in the Ukraine. Oh man, it's pretty wacky out there these days. I'm going to tell you that right now. You can't keep up to it. I do my best for everybody and tell you what I think. Well, at least it's getting warmer out there. But I'm going to tell you my temperature. I have a weather station at the house, and the temperature said 43 degrees. So I came outside, and I'm going to tell you that's the coolest 43 degrees I've ever felt. I mean, we've had in the low 20s, in the teens, and it didn't feel as cold as it is out there today. Cold and damp. Now, today is Tariff Tuesday. Let's see, we got lots going on. Tariff Tuesday, Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, and Taco Tuesday. Everything happens on one day. And, of course, today is Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday, they call it. And everybody celebrates and gets ready for tomorrow, which is the first day of Lent. And that's the holiest of holy seasons for the Catholics leading into Easter. Yeah. So when I'm going to make a mistake here and everybody's going to get mad at me, but I believe it's Ash Wednesday tomorrow. And if I'm wrong, crucify me. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. No pun intended there. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I think it's Ash Wednesday tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. Now, I forgot to look it up. I should have known. I should know this. I talk about it every year. My memory isn't what it used to be, but it is the beginning of the Lenten season. And Tariff Tuesday is the day that all Canadians cry. More about that later. We'll talk more about that one later. First, let's get to our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamel Machine Company. Now, like I say, it's 43 degrees out there. The snow's melting away. I can almost see all of the meteor crater now. We just need a little bit of sun and get up into the high 40s, which it's supposed to do. If it does that, we're going to be laughing. All this snow's going to be gone. But until then, we're in winter, and you got to make sure that your car is running good. You don't want to be caught outside today. It's going to rain out here, it looks like. It's not a great day to be out there waiting for somebody to come and help you when your car breaks down. So what do? You take it to Ken Hunter at Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. He's going to make sure that your car is running tip-top. Everything's okay. Throwing on his diagnostic equipment even. Any computer codes, computer errors, error codes, whatever they're called. Hey, guess what? He's going to fix them right there for you. You're going to walk out smiling. And if you get in a wreck, he's got a full body shop that'll get your car back into showroom condition. Hey, when your car's got its oil changed and it's all checked out, it's so happy. You're happy. Your car's not going to break down. You're proactive. Ken's going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. Come on, get your car down there, get it checked out. And we're not that far from getting it checked out for summer while you're at it, and make sure all systems are go. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Oakwood Drive, next to the Kia dealership. Give them a call today, or you can go to wildbillsauto.ca. How about that? You can go right to the website and check it all out. Great guy. And while you're at it and you're pressing buttons and looking stuff up, look down below, down here somewhere, maybe. I don't know. You're going to see a subscribe button. Hit it. It costs nothing to subscribe to my channel. It helps get the program out there more, so more people get to see it, and that's what we want. We want people seeing it, commenting, and enjoying it. As well, it'll notify you when I drop another video. So it's important you hit that subscribe button. Come on, I'm at 114. Let's get it up to 150. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. So let's get into the show here. And the first thing I always talk about these days, because it's wacky out there, is Facebook funnies. And I got to mention this one because I was laughing my head off at it, right? It was about my show, I think Tuesday, yesterday's show. It was yesterday's show, or maybe Friday's show, one or the other, I can't remember. So a woman named Kathy Slika from Niagara Falls, by her Facebook page anyway, but she could be from Chippewa, I don't know. But it was posted on the Chippewa Facebook page, one of the three that I put it on. We love people from Chippewa. I've loved people from Chippewa. I've had so many good times in Chippewa. Those guys are a fun bunch of people over that bridge. I love Chippewa. And they're the best. They really are. Well, she gave me 3 thumbs down on, okay, it was yesterday's show. She gave me 3 thumbs down. So when I saw that, I asked her, like, why she didn't like the show, what she didn't like about it. Why did she give me 3 thumbs down? I just wanted to know. Her reply, what she didn't like about it was me. She goes, what she didn't like about it, she goes, you. And I go, okay. Now, I don't know this person. I've never met her. I have no idea why she doesn't like me. I mean, I've never met her. I haven't even given her a chance not to like me. She may have TDS, though. I'm thinking she has TDS. The Orange Man Bad Syndrome. I can't say for sure, but I got a feeling that, when you're on there doing a show and you're talking and you like Trump, a lot of the TDS people all of a sudden get riled up. They get, what do you call that? They get stimulated. And they give you 3 thumbs down. Excuse me, and that's all right. I don't care. That's good. Okay, well, you have an opinion. I'm glad. Thank you so much for saying something. A lot of people just go on and say, this guy's a jerk, this or whatever. They don't give a comment. They don't tell me why I'm a jerk, or they don't, tell me why they disagree with me. So I got to give her credit. She put 3 thumbs down. She let her feelings be known, and I like that. That's good for her. She's participating in the process, and I appreciate the comments, good or bad. Thanks for watching the show. Maybe next one you'll give me 2 thumbs down and 1 thumbs up. I don't know. Maybe you'll give me 4 thumbs down after this. But either way, thanks for watching, Kathy Slika. I appreciate it. And good or bad, I'll take your comments. Thank you so much. Some other viewer comments on the actual video. Your personality shows. Hello from Silvertown. Let's do this. I agree. Hello. I'm looking at Silvertown right now from the studio. Hello from Silvertown. Yeah, we always down there. I always like Silvertown. I knew a lot of people from Silvertown back in the day, and it's a great place. I know some people who live there now, and it's not as bad as it used to be. You go down there, and there's actually some nice places in there. Yeah. I got a friend who lives there, and he's got a beautiful house in there. Really, really nice, and nice big yard and everything else. So, Silvertown, hello from Silvertown. Love that Silvertown. Also, the Iceman 69, March 17th, end of first winter. March 18th, first day of bonus winter. Well, Iceman, you are not wrong. We always expect at least one storm around the 17th, St. Patrick's Day, to mark the end of winter. Always a big storm around St. Patrick's Day. That's legendary in Niagara Falls. Anybody will tell you that. The last big storm of the season is going to be around St. Patrick's Day. And then that's it. And that's what the little rodent said when he came out of his cave and saw his shadow. Yep, that's right. At Penny Brookify, I worry about splitting the vote. Where we were talking about the vote. I said I'm done with Pierre Poilievre because of his statement about Ukraine. And Penny Brookify says, I worry about splitting the vote between the PPC and the PCs. If a federal election would have been held a few months ago, the PCs would have had a majority. But as time passes, Polls show more and more support for the liberals. The possibility of Carney getting elected is real, and I'm terrified. Yeah, this guy is a WEF globalist. He's not good. He is not a good guy to have running the country. Well, the liberals have bought and paid for the votes, and the truth is they're going to be hard to throw out no matter who's running for their party. They've catered to all the special interest groups, all the minority groups. They've hired hundreds of thousands of public servants, and they're all going to give the liberals their vote. They've been over backwards for public service unions for how many years now? They give them exactly what they want, sweetheart contracts, sweetheart deals. They bought and paid for the media. I mean, you ever watch CHCH and how left they are? They're really left leaning. And the CBC is owned by them. I mean, they gave them $750 million or something to keep running. So it's going to be a tough win when nobody wants to kill their golden geese. Plus, their open borders have allowed in a lot of people to vote. And those people are going to vote for the people that let them in. That's just the way it goes. So I think that's going to be a tough win because nobody wants to kill the golden goose, and that's the tax and spend liberals. Now, if PP stays straight, stays to the right, doesn't waver, and he's already starting to waver, people are already starting to get turned off by what he's doing. That's why the polls are changing. He has a shot, but his latest post of standing for the Ukraine rather than standing with Trump for peace has me shifted to PPC. And that's Max Bernier and the Purple Party, the People's Party of Canada. And you know what? I get it. I get it. We want to get rid of Trudeau. We want to get rid of Carney. We don't want those guys in there. Freeland, whoever wins that little tussle. But the bottom line is that I vote for what I believe. I did it in the election in for MPP here. I didn't vote. I couldn't vote for Gates. I couldn't vote for a lame candidate. I vote for who I believe. I follow their lead as far as the ideals that I'd like to see in Canada, and that's big C conservatism, where we grab a hold of the finances in Canada, be financially responsible. We drop taxes, we lower taxes, we get rid of government, we contract government. It's bloated, it's spending too much of our money. We get our own Doge in here to take care of business and cut the waste in the spending. We curb immigration until Canada can catch up. These are the values. This is the platform that I want to support. And I don't see it coming out of the progressive conservatives. And I won't vote for somebody because it's a vote against somebody else. I got to believe in that person. And I just don't have it right now for Pete. I had it, and I tossed over Max Bernier because I hadn't heard from him in 2 years. Now I'm starting to see videos every day about him. His opinion on this Ukraine thing, his opinion on peace, his opinion on the economy. He's coming out of the woodwork and he's saying the right things. Is he going to win? He couldn't even win his own riding last time. Is he going to win? Probably not. Probably not, but he does espouse the values that I believe in. And at the end of the day, that's who I'm going to vote for. At C. Carell, Zelensky was not in a suit and he was following Churchill. In 1921, British PM Churchill wore a siren suit, a one-piece worn during air raids, on a visit to the White House. At the time, Roosevelt welcomed Churchill in an effort to get America to join the war. Okay, not sure what that has to do with this bum coming to the White House in a sweatsuit when asked and advised to wear a suit. But point taken. Thanks for the comment, C. Carell. And 1921 was, I thought Churchill was the Second World War. 1921, he was at the White House talking to Roosevelt. I mean, he might have been talking to Teddy Roosevelt. See, in 1921, the First World War, maybe he was. I don't know. I'm not that big of a history buff. I thought he was World War II smoking that cigar. But I don't know. 1921 seems very. But I don't think he was prime minister in 19. Well, maybe he was. Anyway, correct me if I'm not. But thanks. Point well taken. Okay, he came over there in a siren suit, the jumpsuit, because there was a war going on. Roosevelt didn't care, although Teddy didn't care about much. He rode a horse and wore a cavalry suit all his life. Anyway, point well taken. Thanks for the comment. At the Iceman 69, you need more info on when the Ribfest called it a day. Okay. Who made what? Who paid what? How much did the Ribbers make? How much do they pay? Rotary. Why do I need all this information is my question. Like, okay, I get all your questions. They're valid, but why do I need all this information to feel bad for it being ended? It's ended. It's gone. Why do I have to ask all those questions? Are you saying that the reason they give financial difficulties that it was because they weren't handling the money right? They weren't doing it right? Well, that could be, John. You could have a great point. So those questions would tell you that for sure. Um, I until I hear anything else, I'll have to take further word that it was financial. I mean, contact Tanya Hartford. She's the president of the Sunrise Rotary, and ask all those questions. I'm sure she'll tell you. And I don't know if we'll ever find out unless you ask the questions. So you're right, Iceman. You're right. It's gone, and that's that. And your personality shows. Ribfest was messy and too expensive and too spread out. Okay. I I hadn't been since it was at Niagara Square. I didn't go to the new place, Rapids View Park. They had it there for 2 or 3 years, and they had drive-through during COVID. So I'm not sure about that. Was it too expensive? Well, I know it was too expensive. Everybody's complaining about that. It was messy. I don't know what he meant by messy. It was just maybe spread out. Too spread out is hard to get around or whatever. At Chris C. Corral, I don't know if it's Chris Corral, it's C. Corral. Ribfest failed because it was boring. The ribs sucked. The bands were getting worse every year. The location sucked. Well, Chris, is it Chris Corral? Maybe it is. I don't know if it's Chris Corral. I knew a guy named Chris Corral. I don't know if it's him or not. C. Corral. But that just about sums it up. I think that's the sentiment of a lot of people. And this is a sign of the times as as this costs more and more and your finances get tighter and tighter, you have to cut back so you don't have the great bands you had at first when the enthusiasm was there and 20, 30,000 people were showing up. As that just goes by the wayside, you have to start matching your expenses with your revenue. And if the revenue's not there, you got to start cutting back on some things. So, and the Rivers have to start running up their prices and everything else. But either way, it's gone. Thank you for your comment. C. Corral is a new commenter, so that's awesome. Thank you to C. Corral for getting in on the action here. And I think I've seen your personality shows before, so good to see. Excuse me. Good to see them back. I'm going to take a sip of water here. I have one more comment, and if there's any more, I'll read them on Thursday. I'm sure there are, and I'm sure there'll be some comments on today's show as well. At Michelle Garrett 813. He says, agree. I had to block haters as well, some being family. And what that's all about is that I had so many people, and these people with TDS, they're not just discrediting Trump or they don't want to have a conversation. They want to start being nasty about it. And they're all over my Facebook page. And so as they popped up with that Ukrainian flag and nasty comments, Orange Man Bad and Southern Psychopath and all the other crap that I hear from these people, Cheeto Man and everything else. He's a felon, he's a pervert, he's a rapist, all this other crap. I just delete them. I unfriend them or I just block them completely. It depends on how insulting and nasty they are. I'm not putting up with it. I just get rid of them. And I'm not getting rid of them because I don't like them anymore. Because anybody can have a good discussion. I've got a lot of people I've had discussions with, and we disagreed, but we still are friends because we have the discussion, and that's it. But some of them are just plain ridiculous and nasty and that kind of thing. I get rid of them. You know why I get rid of them? Because I want to stay their friend. If they keep it up, I won't be their friend anymore because I just can't believe they're so mentally affected by Trump. this TDS runs deep. I mean, when they start telling me they'd rather back a dictator who's killing people, killing his own people with this dopey war that shouldn't be going on, they'd rather have him than a guy who's trying to make peace. Then I got to really question their mental capabilities, their mental capacity. They're just whacked right out. They're whacked right out. Who would choose that? Nobody I hang around with. I'll tell you that. They choose war over peace. Choose a dictator over Trump. I mean, who wants peace? I just don't get it. We'll never see eye to eye on that one. I want peace, not war. And I'm really surprised at the people I'm seeing floating this flag and that people who I know don't like dictators and tyrants. They're calling Trump a tyrant. He's not even close to. They're calling him a Nazi and a fascist. And they have a guy like that who's killing people, wants to keep the war going, and they're supporting him. It shocks me. It shocks me, the hypocrites out there. Anyway, I agree with you at Michelle Garrett 813. There's a lot of people who are getting gassed lately from our pages. Thanks for the comments, everybody. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for tuning into the show. If you haven't subscribed, like I say, hit the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe. You either hate me or you like me, and you'll be notified when I post a new show on YouTube. You can leave comments telling me I'm a jerk. I don't care. I want you to get involved. You have your opinion. I have mine. It doesn't mean you can't be friends. All it means is that you have different opinions. But when you get to be goofy about it, then it's got to end. Salute. Be kind. Okay, well, we finally have an answer as to who is going to replace Moose Campbell on City Council. As you know, our buddy Moose Campbell passed away. Wayne Campbell passed away, and I think he passed away on Wednesday. I think or Wednesday or Thursday, and everybody's sad about that. What a great guy, city councilor for all that time. So they have to name a new councilor, and tradition has it the next one up gets named. Now, when Wayne Thompson stepped down, Chris Dabrowski came in. Now that Moose is, he's gone. He didn't step down. He's gone. Well, he did step down before he passed away. We have, God rest his soul. God bless him. We have Vince Cario up next, and I never thought Vince would take it, but he did. And he just said, yeah, I'll go there for a year and a half. That's all that's left in the term, and then he'll decide after that what he wants to do. He said, I'll take the position, and I'm glad. I like Vince. I've known Vince for years and years. Very successful businessman, very smart guy, knows how to run a business. I didn't think he'd be back. Every indication was that he wouldn't, but he's back. Here he is. Good for him. He's coming back. And unbelievable. This is great. I think he was one of the best city councilors. He knew finance. He ran a big business, so he knows what it's like to handle a lot of money. And I'm hoping that when he comes back, being mature, I won't say old because that would put me in that category. Being mature and being seasoned, maybe he can bring some common sense to council that's been lacking and make these slackers actually live up to some standard we would expect from our city councilors. Come on, Vince. We're waiting for you. Come on back and bring some sanity to the city council. We need the experience. We need the expertise. And we definitely need some common sense to guide these people. I want to get to my second sponsor now. And that second sponsor is, of course, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Yeah, my favorite pizza. That's my go-to right now. I mean, I go there all the time. I just like the way that they make a pizza. I like that they use the Mancini family recipe that's been around for 40 years when they started Pete's Pizza in St. Catharines. I like the way Mike knows how to mix that brick cheese with some really good Saputo mozzarella. Get it on that pizza, the right ratio with the sauce. Cook the pizza just right and get it out to your door fresh and hot. Just a beautiful thing. But it's not just pizza I like there. He has fantastic chicken wings. He has fantastic steak and cheese poutine, steak subs. He has panzerotti. It's a full menu of everything. Anything you could imagine that you would want, he's got. And that's why I like Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. How do you get a hold of them? 905-374-2222. Or you can go to their website, petespizzavictoria.ca, and you can see everything they have. And you're good to go. Yeah, it's beautiful. Tell Mike Paul sent you from Your City, Your Voice, and he's going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. Support our sponsors because they support the show. And I think they have a Wednesday special tomorrow. I think it's like $20 for a tray of pizza, $19.99 with 3 items. That was their February special the whole month. They're probably going to come out with another one. I'll let you know when I find out what it is. But they do have that every Wednesday. A nice tray of pizza. Yeah, it's really good. I got one last week before the big special ended for February. Okay, now my question. We had a big talk about Ribfest, and it's leaving the city. It's gone. But is it? Never say never when you have entrepreneurs and smart guys in this city. And one of those smart guys just happens to run big events, and his name is Chris Dabrowski. That's right, our counselor, Chris Dabrowski. And apparently, the Comic Con wizard may have an idea to bring it back to life better and with a couple of twists. And I love it. I love it. I hate to lose this thing. I kept saying that. And I truly believe if anybody can bring it back, it's probably Dabrowski. He knows these events. And he's an expert at drawing crowds with interesting and innovative ideas. So, yeah. How's he going to do it? Who knows? I don't know. Maybe he's going to have some Guy Fieri there. Who knows? He can come up with these people. He gets a hold of these people and gets them there. And you never know what you're going to see when Chris is around. It's been a premier event in Niagara Falls for 20 years. It's definitely worth saving. And if Chris can do it, I salute. Good for you, Chris. Good for you. I'm going to be anxiously awaiting his spin on this event. Stay tuned, and hopefully the Rotary Club likes his ideas and gets involved too, because they're a great charity and a great fundraiser. They're fundraisers for a lot of good causes. So for them to be included would be the icing on the cake. So good. Come on, Chris. Let's see what you got. Give us an idea. I know a lot of people already are when he said he was going to give it to do something, they were already lining up on Facebook to help out. I'll volunteer. I'm in. So although it seems to have gone by the wayside a few days ago, things change fast in Niagara Falls, and there's more enthusiasm for it than I think everybody realizes. And this enthusiasm will be taken care of and taken advantage of when Chris gets the people he's going to get in there. And don't be surprised if there is some celebrities or somebody in there doing something. People who wrote cookbooks, who knows? I don't know. But like I say, if anybody can do it, Chris can. He runs events like crazy. He's got the connections, he's got the people, and he can revive this thing, give it life, mouth to mouth. Resuscitation, bring it back to life. Yeah. Okay, let's get over to Welland for a minute because I don't get Welland at all. It's the weirdest town. It's the weirdest place. When you go to Welland, one side is French, the other side's Italian, and they kind of have their own territories and Pupo and everybody else. But there's some kind of weird attraction to Welland by people. I don't know what it is. I don't get it. But it's there because they got another doctor. Now that's like 12 or 13 doctors they've signed up, and Niagara Falls has signed up too, and they're having a hard time getting any more. They had to discuss it at city council. They got to up the ante, give them more money on that. Why would any doctor want to go live in Welland? Well, I mean, other than the 100,000 they're giving them to go there. But it seems to be working, whatever they're doing. I don't know. Frank Campion, the mayor there, maybe he's got a good line that he tells them where their development, economic development people, or their doctor people. They somehow they're convincing these doctors to come there, and when they do sign up for the 100 grand, they got to stay for 5 years. So they're getting near the amount of doctors that they need. I mean, Niagara Falls, I think we need 30 doctors or 36 doctors, and we got two. Two. A city like Niagara Falls with everything. I mean, there's everything in the falls. You got two casinos, you got the biggest, best restaurants, you got the biggest hotels, you got everything in this city. The splendor of the falls, the splendor of the Parks Commission. I mean, really, at the end of the day, this is a way better town than Welland. I have to say that. I was born and raised here. Yeah, I know I'm biased, but I have to say, I would rather live in Niagara Falls than Welland. Apparently, I'm wrong because the doctors don't want. They want to go to Welland. They seem to be able to figure it all out. Maybe the big show should call up Mayor Campion and say, "Hey, Frank, he's a schmoozer of the big show. Frank, you got doctors. How you getting them? How you getting those doctors? Steal their secrets, Jimmy. Come on." Anyway, Niagara Falls was offering 50 grand. I don't know if they were gonna up it to 100 grand to match Welland, I guess, and see if they can steal some of the action over there. But I don't know. I think it's time to look at a new angle on this for Niagara Falls, and that new angle is what John Ringo Beam said on my show a few months ago, and what Aurelia is trying, and that's hiring doctors. That's right. I talked about this on my show. John Ringo Beam has talked about it for a long time, and what they're doing in Aurelia is they're hiring doctors. So the doctors work for the city. The city pays them a salary. The city sets them up in business. So when the doctor comes out of school, they're not businessmen, they're doctors. That's what they do best. They take care of people. So what they've done is said, "Hey, listen, we're taking that off your plate. You don't have to worry about that anymore. We're going to take care of that. All you do is you treat people. We're going to give you the office. We're going to set you up in an office. We're going to give you an assistant. We're going to give you a receptionist. We're going to do the books for you. We're going to do everything. You come in every morning, put on your little white lab coat and the stethoscope around your neck and your rubber gloves, and you go treat people. And we're going to pay you a salary for that. And the salary will be in accordance with the average doctor in Niagara Falls. In other words, what's the average doctor make, GP make here, whatever they make, you're going to be making that without having to do the rest. Because that's a big operation to go and set up an office with waiting rooms and all the equipment in them, and computers and a receptionist, and then you got to have a practitioner there to do all the preliminary work before the doctor comes in, and all the programming in that. I mean, imagine if they could just walk in and do it without having to worry about that. How nice would that be? And get a paycheck every couple of weeks. That's what Aurelia's doing. And I'm thinking, hey, we got a good situation here, because in Niagara Falls, we have a lot of buildings we can use to set up a medical clinic like this. We've got enough money to hire these guys. And what they do is they grab all the OHIP money from their patients that the doctors get paid for by the patients, and then the city keeps it to fund everything that they've done, the office and everything else. So when it's all said and done, guess what? This guy's got it made. He comes in and he just sets up shop, and away he goes. And the city worries about it. He's got his admin and everything set up. How nice is that for them? And I think that would attract more doctors than giving them 100,000 and saying, "Here, go find an office, go set up the business practice and everything else. And you stay here for 5 years." I think if you did something like this for them and they were happy with their salary, that they would stay for a long time. I mean, you wouldn't have to make them guarantee 5 years, right? You wouldn't have to. I think they would just stay because it's so easy for them to do what they love best, what they went to school for, and that's to treat people and help people. So this is what John Ringo Beam said, and this is what Aurelia is doing. And this is what I'm saying to city council. Will somebody stand up and suggest this? Look into it. They don't have to do it. Let's have a motion to look into the possibility of it. We're short doctors. What do we have to lose by going with something like this? I mean, Welland's doing it the other way. Just give them 100,000 and bringing them there. But we're not having success with that. So why don't we try something new? We got to think. Well, you just don't have to think out of the box. Giving them 100 grand is thinking out of the box. We're going to throw away the box and bring in and get a new box. Start a new box. Creative, inspirational, and I think it'll work. But somebody's got to stand up at city council and make the motion. Anybody's listening, there's an opportunity to be a hero here. And I got the perfect place, that white elephant called the exchange. All they have to do is put one more word in there, the medical exchange. Cut it up into offices. Put all the equipment in. Build it, and they will come. I think that'd be perfect. That end of town is beautiful up there. That's a perfect place for it. There's parking there. You've got a lot of room to put clinics in there, put offices in there, main receptionist. I mean, everything is perfect there. Why not do it? Why not do it? We've got it sitting there. Nothing's happening there. Market's gone. Cafe's gone. Everything's gone. Let's do it. Come on. Out of the box thinking. New box thinking. Oh boy. Tariff Tuesday. Yeah, the sky's falling. 30,000 Niagara jobs at risk because of the tariffs. Well, maybe our little yerk off of a PM could have been in Washington hammering out some kind of a deal with Trump rather than in the UK hugging and kissing dictator Zelensky and giving him billions of dollars, promising boots on the ground if necessary. Yeah, what about that? Well, Canadians are waiting for tariffs Tuesday to drop. That's today. They've dropped last night at midnight. Le Petit Patat was cavorting with the money laundering dictator of the Ukraine, promising this criminal all kinds of goodies out of the Canadian taxpayer pocketbooks. What a nice guy he is. What a nice guy he is to everybody but Canadians. Canada boots on the ground. Are you kidding me? No, it's possible. You think tariffs are bad? Wait till you see Trump's response to the meeting last week with the criminal. You haven't seen nothing yet. Watch the address to Congress tonight. It's not a State of the Union. It's an address to Congress. But it's going to be fiery, and he's going to get wound up because a lot's been happening. So now we have the tariffs. Where's our negotiators? Where are they? I have no idea. Doug Ford said he's going down there. All these people are going down there. Jim Daddy, everybody wants to go down there and talk to people. Why don't they go for a stepladder tariff or something? Why don't they suggest to give Canada time to straighten out their act? Yeah, they've had 5 months, but our negotiators are not that bright. They take a little while to catch on to what's going on. How about 5% a quarter to give us time to figure it all out? So 5% today, 5% maybe in July, after the end of the next quarter. March is the end of the first quarter. March, April, May, June, July is another 5%. And then maybe September, October, another 5%. Just give us a stepladder tariffs, I call them. A little bit at a time. And if we don't comply, then they just go up the next one and that kind of thing. But if we comply, they come down. Instead of all at once. I don't think anybody ever suggested that to Trump, right? I didn't even know if they talked to him. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it. He just said, I'm doing it, and that's it. Get the hell out of here. But I mean, when you got your prime minister over there undermining his peace efforts with the UK and that, who just signed, actually, they had a meeting and signed a little agreement on January 17th before Trump even took office. And that's problematic because what the hell was he doing in Washington begging for money? If he already signed some kind of agreement with the UK and in the European Union, that doesn't play well when you start when you start undermining Trump. I mean, and now Trudeau says he's going to hit him right back. We're hitting him right back. Well, now's your chance, Trudeau. Trump isn't concerned, and neither are the 80 million who hired him to make America great again. So there's that. Hit him back. Now, Doug Ford, yeah, he's not letting go. He says he's Captain Canada now. Captain Canada. Send the hockey team in to beat him. That'll teach him. Canada's biggest tough guy. He's the biggest tough guy now. You should put on a mask and throw on the Van Vader one piece and get out there on TV. So we're going to hit back twice as hard, he said. Hitting back twice. He doesn't know Trump very well. Hit back twice as hard. Now, so does he know who's dealing with? This is Trump. I mean, Trump took out Vince McMahon and forced him to get his head shaved bald when he took him out. Come on. You're not dealing with a senile old man now. Oh yeah, did I say that? Did I say I was going to put tariffs on? Okay, Doug, okay, forget about the tariffs. Did I say that? I don't know. Now, Doug's going to do all kinds of stuff. I mean, this is like a comedy show here. First off, he's going to pull all U.S. liquor off the shelves in the Ontario liquor control boards. Okay, well, Dougie, that isn't too smart. You're going to warehouse millions of dollars of U.S. booze and let it rot. Is that what you're going to do? Here's a better idea. Get rid of your TDS. Here's a better idea. Put a 25% increase on the price of U.S. booze that we have in stock and sell it to anybody who wants it. It's more revenue for the province, and we move the booze at the higher price. Let's get rid of all we got. Why let it sit there not generating anything? Let's sell it. Let's throw the 25% on it. So your bottle of Jack Daniels that's $40 is going to be 20% more. It's going to be 48. You think people won't buy it? They'll still buy it. If anyone's willing to buy a $50 bottle of Jack Daniels, hey, a salute. God bless them. God bless them, but sell it. And just don't order anymore until the big bad orange man drops his tariffs. I mean, you're not thinking straight here, buddy. You're not thinking straight. Why let that sit and not generate anything? Millions and millions of dollars of booze. You can't send it back. You're banning them now. They're not taking it back from you. So let's sell it. Come on. Put a tariff on it, put a price on it, and let's sell it. How about that? Second, he's going to stop nickel going into the U.S. Well, that'll fix him. Dougie. Put Sudbury in the poorhouse, of course, because everything will close down there and other places where they have nickel mines. I mean, do you really want to stop shipments? Why not just tariff that right back? You know, Americans love their buffalo heads. They couldn't do without them. Nickels and dimes add up to dollars, amigo. I mean, just go find something that the states are shipping to Ontario and tariff it to offset the nickel tariff. Don't cut it off. I mean, why do these guys want to cut everything off? They think they're going to punish the states. They'll find nickel somewhere else, or they'll use something else. I mean, come on. You know, you're talking about 350 million people with access to everything. You got 35 million people selling some stuff. I mean, come on. Third, he's going to cut off their power. Oh, now this is a good one. He's going to put a bunch of states in the dark and show them. And they're going to leave thousands without heat. Right? And without electricity. Okay. Is that really smart, Dougie? I mean, if you put Americans in peril, that is like a terrorist attack on the United States. And they don't really like terrorist attacks over there. They're pretty sensitive about that kind of thing. It would probably mean the 82nd Airborne would drop into Pickering, the nuclear plant, and turn everything back on. I mean, that's if Musk can't already do it from one of his offices. You never know. I mean, all those satellites out there, do you think they're just providing internet to people? No, Dougie, it's not a really good idea. That's not a good idea. Nothing good can come out of it, but we are Canadian and common sense goes out the window when it comes to Trump. Just listen to the orange man bad nitwits that would back a terrorist dictator over a guy that wants peace. And you know all you need to know about these talking heads. Yeah, he's going to do all this stuff and it's going to make Trump back down. It isn't, Dougie. You're going to be hurting your own people. That's all you're going to be doing. You want to put tariffs on their goods coming in, go ahead. Let's start this kind of stuff. You're crazy. You're not thinking straight. I think you've been into the warehouse where all the Jack Daniels is. I mean, really, if you think about it, we shouldn't have to deal with any of this as Canadians. Why are we dealing with this? Where's our people that can work with and help Trump get what he wants? Dog always wags the tail. We as a nation, Canadians, have a lot of bravado pounding our chests about sovereignty. But at the end of the day, we're a drop of water in a big sea. We gave up our sovereignty long ago, so don't pound your chest with that. We gave it up with open borders by depending on other countries for everything. We've tariffed others to death for a lot of years to protect any industry we have. We've gotten away with it so far, but now the game's over. The game's over. Party's over, Canada. You really have nothing but minerals and oil, and which you cannot even process. You have to send it to these refineries in the States because they have the ability to process our oil. And you can't even move any of this stuff across the country because Quebec doesn't want a pipeline, so you got to go through the states eventually. And anything that they're going to do, it's going to take years to change it so that Canada can provide it for themselves. I mean, it's best that we work with Trump towards a union of some sort and create one big economic force that benefits everybody, Canadians and Americans. That's our only option now, really. Or we can send in the hockey team for a winner take all battle. Winner take all battle. Doug Ford against Donald Trump. 3 falls, 20-minute time limit. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why these guys are just trying to cause trouble. Now, Trudeau, he's going to give a speech this morning. He was going to give a speech about counter tariffs on the U.S. I never saw it. I don't know what he said or anything. I'll find out and we'll talk about it on Thursday. But as it stands now, yeah, I haven't heard anything. So maybe you guys have out there. We'll see what he says. We'll see what he says. Now, I got to get to my third sponsor, Hamel Machine Company. And Hamel Machine Company has been a staple in Niagara Falls and for Niagara Falls industry since 1948. They've been around a long time in Niagara Falls, taking care of business in here, helping industry with their machining needs. They've really expanded and grown since that first shop in 1948. I was in the shop in probably the 60s, 70s. Tommy Hamill ran it down in Arthur Street, corner of Arthur and Stanley, and nice guys. It was taken over by Bob Benner 27 years ago. And Bob isn't a guy to stand still. He went in there and he began to invent and improve different products that they had already been working on for rich products and an agricultural hydroponic companies. They've innovated and invented machines that make jobs quicker. And now they're shipping them all around the world. Hamel Machine Shop is a pretty big deal. Just our little shop in Niagara Falls. Nobody thinks about it except when they want to get something fixed. Go over there and weld it up or key it out or machine something and that kind of thing. But they deal with all the big businesses and they innovate. Innovators. They're innovators. They build new things for the wine industry, new racks out of aluminum rather than steel to make them lighter and easy to handle. When Bob was in here, what he was telling me was unbelievable. Unbelievable. But he also deals with just us guys that have household problems where we need things fixed. Hit a rock, break something on your lawnmower deck or something, you take it there, they fix it. You you need a set of gates for your backyard. They'll build them, design them, build them, fabricate them for you, get them powder coated. They do the whole thing for you. I mean, it's amazing what they do there. And until you really go in there and talk to somebody about what they do, you really don't know. They've worked on some big projects, made of the mist, pulling them out of the water, and all kinds of things. Hamill Machine Company is one of the mainstays for industry in Niagara Falls. And I thank them so much for sponsoring the show and for being a part of Niagara Falls since 1948. Give them a call today. If you have anything around the house you need welded, fixed, fabricated, they're the guys to go to. Water jet cutters, 3D printers, they can do anything you need. Hamill Machine Company, I think you got to go to hamillmachine.com to see everything. And I'm pretty sure it's Hamill. You know, I got to look this up. I mean, I keep coming on here, but hamillmachine.com, hamillmachine.ca. Either way, you're going to get to them. And once you Google it, and you can see the beautiful work that they do. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show, Hamill Machine Company. And if you go there, tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. Support our sponsors because they support the show and they support the city. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of stuff. So what's going on with the Ukraine situation? Well, the Brits are all in, including giving Zelensky billions of dollars. That's right after Trump threw him out of the White House. He jumped on his private jet in his sweatpants and sweatshirt, and he hoofed it over to Britain, where they don't care. And he got a bunch of money and a vow to put boots on the ground if necessary. And Canada is in thick with these loonies. They're not good for Canadians. They're all in for a war against Putin. They want to fight Putin. They want this war. They've wanted it for a long time, way before the Ukraine was a problem. They've always wanted to fight Putin. Germany has opened an advice center to report people that spread conspiracy theories about the war that's coming up. So if you're talking about the war over in Germany that's coming up, well, somebody hears you're the wrong person, they can report you to the advice center, and the people will come to see you. You're going to report your friends and neighbors to them, relatives too, if you want. Oh yeah, this is serious, buddy. Yeah, they have also the UK is also in the on this, and they want to combat misinformation to ensure media is promoting the potential war to their liking. So when the media talks about this upcoming war, they want to make sure the media is talking the way they want them to talk about it. So, I mean, it looks to me like there's going to be a third world war. I don't know. Everybody's rattling sabers. The only guy who wants peace is Trump. And they're not listening to him. Zelensky took off. And he made deals with everybody else. The Democrats told him to turn down the offer Trump made, and he double-crossed Trump in the meeting. That's why Trump was so mad. Then he walked out, and now he went right to Britain. They already signed the deal beforehand. And Macron is going around Europe trying to get people to buy into this war, put boots on the ground, and he got to Italy. And Italy's Prime Minister Meloni, she said, "Vaffanculo, get out of here, you." Right? And you're on your own. No Italian soldiers are going to Ukraine to fight. I am not sending my Italian soldiers to Ukraine to fight, so get the hell out of here. So she's out. I agree with her. What a lady. Oh, boy. What a lady. She told them, get out of here. It's refreshing to see somebody else that understands. You don't want to get into war. You don't want to send your boys to war. A generation has been killed in the Ukraine already from this war. A whole generation of people have been killed. Now they're pulling people off the streets to fight. They don't have anybody. Trump told them, you don't have it. You're done. Sad. It's sad to think this could happen. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, Trump is There's Gary Wilkins out there saying hello, hello, Gary, my buddy. Um, yeah, so Trump's going to think about this whole matter, this secret deal with the UK, and that this isn't going to bode well. But we're going to find out tonight when he addresses Congress because he's going to touch on all this stuff. And he's been moving at lightning speed in 4 or 5 weeks here to get things done. They can't keep up to him, things that he's got accomplished already. And he's going to do more. He's going to do more. Zelensky's going to come to his senses and say, and the guy from Britain even said, without the United States, we probably can't do this. So they're going to come to the senses and they're going to come back and want to make a deal. They really are. And you know what? I mean, seriously, if they don't want to make peace, and Putin does, Trump will side with Putin. He'll go over there and he will try to make a deal with Putin and present it to these guys. Because it's got to end. He wants to end. He said that in his campaign. The American people want this war to end. They don't want to send any more American money, any more American equipment, nothing. He got elected on this. So he's halted all weapon sales to the Ukraine right now, Trump has. And he's considering freezing weapon shipments from U.S. stockpiles. If Zelensky wants an endless war, he's going to have to go it alone. Or with these bozos from Europe. I mean, and that's who should be fighting it anyway. They got the problem over there. I mean, yeah, Zelensky threatened Trump. He said, "You separated by water, but someday, one day, these are going to come to you." Yeah, okay, that's a threat. That's a veiled threat. But you know what the bottom line is? It's their problem. They're fighting in Europe. The war is going to be in Europe. We'll sit there and watch. Canada won't because Trudeau has already committed American Canadian troops on the ground, boots on the ground with Britain. In the States, they're going to be doing this. We're going to be going, I hope my son or my daughter doesn't have to go over. I hope they don't have a draft. But the Americans are going to be sitting there with us, do. Oh, yeah, look at that. Somebody just got their ass kicked. It's over? Okay, let's go clean up the mess. We'll own everything. Oh, my goodness. Trump's addressing Congress tonight, and he's going to start talking about all this. And he's going to start, if he talked about all his accomplishments in the first 5 weeks, he'd be there for 5 or 6 hours, but he won't be there that long. But he is going to talk about what he's done so far. And he'll talk about this meeting with Zelensky. We'll see what he says tonight. I think it starts at 9. Tune in. It's going to be a good one. Saw an interesting meme. Is that what they're called? Memes? I always call them memes, but memes. And it says it all. A picture of Putin with this beside it. George Bush let me invade Georgia. Hillary Clinton gave me uranium. Barack Obama let me in Crimea. Joe Biden let me invade Ukraine. Donald Trump hasn't let me do a damn thing. He goes, somehow the American media has convinced Americans Trump is my asset. This is very good for me. The truth hurts. These left-wing Americans back everyone except their own country. Don't you remember? They backed Hamas. They backed Mexico, leaving the borders open. They back everybody but Americans, and now they're backing Zelensky over Trump. Why do they do that, these left-wing kooks? And Canadians are the same. They all follow in line. I don't get it. You can't make this stuff up, but he's right. Bush did let him invade Georgia. Hillary Clinton gave him uranium. Barack Obama let him take Crimea. Joe Biden let him invade Ukraine. The only one who stopped him and he didn't do anything in the 4 years was Donald Trump. They're hating Donald Trump. I don't get it. It's part of the Trump effect. Honda, the leader in hydrogen cell technology, is now pledging to build their next generation Honda Civics, the hydrogen vehicle, in the U.S. rather than in Mexico due to the tariffs. That's what you call the Trump effect. The U.S. is winning again, and this is in addition to other commitments that are starting to add up to the trillions of dollars investments in the United States, Apple being the biggest at $500 billion. And It's working. It's working. His tariffs are working for him over there. Not so much for Canada, but if we would cooperate, we'd get drug along in this resurgence of the American economy. But yeah, and for everybody's saying, the stock markets are dropping and that, yeah. Trump's not gonna. You have to understand, Trump cannot correct 4 years of abuse in 3, 4, 5 weeks. He's not going to be able to do that. He wants to. If people would cooperate, he would. I mean, there's no reason for this war to still be going on. This should have ended. I mean, as soon as he sat down, Zelensky had everything ready to go. He double crossed him, but at the end of the day, if Zelensky signs that's a ceasefire, and that war could well be over. He's trying, but he's got to get cooperation. He's being undermined by the left. They're doing everything. Yeah, they just passed the thing in the Senate that they're going to allow men and women's sports. They didn't pass that. Why would they not pass that? Why would they want? So you got to get a 60% vote in the Senate, and you couldn't get it because they have the majority, but they don't have 60%, and every Democrat voted against it. But why would they want to have men in women's sports and in women's change rooms and that? This is the sick kind of people you're dealing with. Sick. So they're doing everything they can to block them, to obstruct them. That's what they're doing. Everything they have the power to do, they're doing right now, from the media and everybody. So is he going to fix everything in 4 weeks? No, he's not going to. He's done a lot in 4 weeks, a lot more than Biden did in 4 years. Okay, we'll see what he has to say tonight. He's going to be on TV at 9. He'll get doing his address to Congress. We'll see what he has to say. It's going to be good. I would advise everybody to watch it. So we haven't heard about the southern border lately. What's going on down there? Well, nothing. We haven't heard anything because there's nothing going on. February saw the lowest number of illegal crossings ever recorded. A 94% drop from the open border days of Joe Biden only 1 year ago. The number of illegals crossing have the cartels in fear for the first time in years. Pete Hegseth, in charge of the Department of Defense, has said the U.S. military is going to go into Mexico and wipe out the fentanyl labs. The war is definitely on with the cartels, with the goal of wiping them out completely. And if Mexico can't shut them down, the United States is. That's the bottom line. So that's what's happening at the southern border. Nothing. The lowest number of illegals trying to get over the border and then getting through in recorded history. There you go. Okay, and one last word here. We end the show. As we enter this holy period of Lent, there's some bad news about the Pope. He's on his deathbed. He's not doing too good. If he isn't already dead, I mean, these guys die and they don't tell you about it for a while because they got to figure it all out. And the next Pope is alleged to be the last Pope. Yep, it's over after him. I thought Pope Francis was the last Pope. I guess not. Regardless, he's not going to be around for long. So when he dies, the Vatican will enter a transitional period called sede vacante, meaning the seat is vacant. The church is ruled by the College of Cardinals until a new pope is elected. The black smoke, white smoke deal, when all Catholics will celebrate and freak out. Now, seeing as how we are so close to Easter, and this is the most holy time of year for the Catholics around the world, I wonder if they'll put off the death until after Easter. I think if he dies just before Easter, they're going to tell you, or they're going to hold it on until after Easter. Say the Pope made it through Easter Sunday. So Wednesday, that's tomorrow, starts the beginning of Lent with, of course, today, Fat Tuesday or Mardi Gras. And Lent runs through April 17th. That's the Good Friday. Easter is late this year. We'll see what the next few weeks brings with the Pope, but he's not doing too good. So anybody out there who's a fan of Pope Francis, well, I think you're going to lose him. Another Pope gone. And it probably won't be too long before he's gone. Anyway, That's it. I'm done. Tomorrow, absolutely, for all you Habs fans, and it's all good news to report. Over the last week, Habs are back in the hunt, and we'll be talking about that with my co-host John Fillion tomorrow at noon. And then I'll be back with Straight Talk Thursday, and we'll get to some comments I didn't get to today. And of course, in 2 days in this world we live in right now, who knows what the heck could happen? Who knows what the heck could happen? Anything could happen. It's wild out there right now. Everybody's moving at lightning speed to get things done. There's a war brewing. These guys are egging on Putin. Not good. Not good. As much as we could have some more bad news on Thursday, we could actually have an end to this all on Thursday by Thursday. That's the way it's going right now. It's wacky out there. It's wild. And the tariffs are on. Let's see how they affect people. It's going to take a while for them to filter through the system. Of course, it's not going to all of a sudden jump prices tomorrow, but if he keeps them on for too long, we'll see an effect. We can't get away from that, and we'll see how bad it is. I don't know how bad it's going to be. You never know. I mean, you got to figure out that even if we put on reciprocal tariffs, it's not going to really make a big difference to the Americans, only because they already got a 50% discount on our dollar. So they're going to be getting that, with their American dollar being so strong against the Canadian. So it's only going to end up probably being, a 20, 25% a difference. But then you take off, the exchange, and it's really not going to make a heck of a lot of difference. And I don't even know how bad the tariffs are going to get. And here, they're preaching doom and gloom, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with it, and we got to wait. It's going to have to take time to filter through the system. I know the markets aren't liking it too much. They never did good yesterday. They might make a big rebound today. For every buyer there's a seller. For every seller there's a buyer. That's the way it goes in the markets. It's a long-term thing. Anyway, my name is Paul K. Lemire. This has been Your City, Your Voice from the studios of 4680Q Radio in downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Thank you for tuning in. To my radio people, thank you for watching the video. To my video people, should be up by about 3 as usual. We will see you tomorrow with absolutely. Don't forget to support our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamel Machine Company. Have a great day. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow if you're tuned in to Absolutely. If not, Straight Talk Thursday on Thursday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.